What?
There it goes.
What?
I hit play and it was like
Delayed.
son.
Super delayed.
Oh, I can just show you guys on my phone. This looks good, right? Screen and screen and screen and
Oh,
screen.
yeah. Infinity. Yeah. Back at 'em.
What up, fam?
Fam.
The fantasy football fam.
FFFFFAM.
Turn it
Hashtag.
1090 FFFFFAM on your radio dial.
Oh my God.
What up, kids? How you been? How you doing? How you living?
What a week.
What a week. It is week 13 of the NFL season and week 13 of the Fantasy Football podcast. I'm co-host Luke Brown, and with me tonight, as always, the ever delightful Mr. Josh Henderson. How are you, Josh?
Hi, I'm so delightful. Welcome to the show. I'm just podcasting
from the west side of Bucks County.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So there was some big news this week, and I want to preface the beginning of this show by saying we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about the New York Football Giants, but we're going to address it a little bit later in the show. We have another special guest this week. Joining us is going to be EGM Reviews editor Ray Carsillo, and he will be on in the 9 o'clock hour, as they say.
That's soonish.
It's soonish.
On the twos.
So just like last week, we're going to go over our major stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll invite our little guest on a little bit later. But let's catch up a little bit. How'd you do this week, Josh?
I'm super butthurt. I lost in our league, which is not a surprise because I was playing Brutal Moose and he laid the wood down on my ass. But in my other league, the Mel's league, I lost 2 weeks in a row by a small margin, and I put up major points. Like the guys I was playing the last 2 weeks have just like throttled me, and I don't know. Like that's like the most fucking frustrating thing in the world. It's like I'm putting up like points that I would win like any other week ever, and 2 weeks in a row I get beat by like some fucking crazy shit, and I hate it. It's so annoying. It's so fucking irritating. It sucks, man. Like I don't mind losing, but like when it's like, let me look to see like what the score was. Like
let's see, how bad was it
in this week? Okay, in this league, I mean, how do I go back? Oh my god. In this league, I'm stalling for time. Scoring like over 100 points is like really good, right?
Right. Okay.
And I scored fucking 150 points. And then the guy that beat me got 169 points.
Nice.
And then in week 11, the week before that, I scored 118. And freaking Mel's husband kicks my ass 142. I'm done. I'm done losing.
Did the gentleman who beat you in this other league, did he have Julio?
No, he had Julio. Let me see here. Sometimes this shit crashes because it sucks. He had Jamal Williams, who scored like a shitload of points.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And he had Keenan fucking Allen, who like went crazy.
That's true. That did happen.
And Marvin Jones, who also went crazy. Fuck it. Oh, and he had Ben Roethlisberger, who like apparently is amazing now. He's just great again. He's not going to retire anymore. He likes football again, guys. Don't worry.
Well, now, so are you still in the hunt?
I'm in 6th. So like this league is crazy. I'm 7-5. I was 7-2 or 7-3.
And now you're falling out of the
falling
playoffs.
out of playoffs.
Oof.
But first place is 9-3. Then there's 8-4s. Mel is beating me, so fuck my life.
Wow.
Because Mel won't let me. She was shitposting me. She was fucking subtweeting me the other day about the Eagles.
What?
Yeah, I know it was about me.
So I don't follow Mel on Twitter, so I don't know.
Well, I was trash talking a little bit to her.
You have a little
so
gin.
I might have deserved it.
You have a little trash talky gin.
Yeah, got a little trash talky. But the Eagles won, so whatever, I guess.
The Eagles did win, and boy, did they win.
It was a game.
I mean, I watched it. I felt bad for people who aren't Eagles fans watching that game.
Well, they cut away again, didn't they? They were like, nah.
Not here.
Not here, but yeah, elsewhere. They were like, no. There's a better game on, I think.
A better game on somewhere? Question mark.
They fumbled it like 3 times or whatever. And like still fucking they gotta not do that. That's not good.
It's true. Well, as true Philadelphia sports radio and sports fans have been over the past few days, all of a sudden we're looking so good that we haven't beat anybody.
Right.
Our wins don't count.
Right. It's like, yeah, but like when you beat the teams and then they like lay down the rest of the season, like that's not, I don't know. That's not like the Eagles' fault. Like the Cowboys were like good, right? Like they were good. The Redskins are still good.
Yeah, but like that's the other. That's like you beat who you beat.
Yeah, you beat the Panthers.
The NFL makes the schedule.
Yeah,
you can only play. You can't like complain like, oh, you're beating everybody that's soft. It's like,
right.
Well, that's who we have to play.
Right,
and we're beating them, and we're not just beating them. We are beating them.
Well, do people say that about the Patriots when they play the fucking Bills 2 times a year, the Dolphins 2 times a year, the Jets 2 times a year? Like
they do. They do. Especially when they like lose to the Dolphins randomly, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking sorry, Paul texted me. I don't know what he wants.
I if you can believe this, I went 2-0 this week.
Oh my god.
2-0. And that hasn't happened for like 8 weeks.
That's crazy.
I haven't won it all in like my other league. I'm very bad in that league.
Yeah.
But I won, and it was good. But I was most happy to win in our Internet Studs League because I am now back where I belong.
In first place. Let me look. I need to see it for my own self.
I beat Chad's Red Pills.
Yeah, that's who I'm playing this week.
He is not a good team.
No.
But I laid the smackdown on him just like the Eagles have been doing. I had Wentz blow up. I had Antonio Brown do his Antonio Brown.
Dude.
I had Alvin Kamara get all up in that Kamara.
74-yard run or whatever the hell he did.
It was great.
I watched that game too. That was a fun game.
I watched a little bit of it. I went down to Delco to watch the Eagles game.
Why?
We just wanted to try something different, so I went with a couple of the boys.
Oh yeah.
I went down to Barnaby's in Delco, which
my cousin Moik from Delco.
It's a place that exists.
I'm gonna look it up on the internet. Barnaby's.
Delco.
Oh look, it came up when I wrote Delco in. Barnaby's of America. Barnaby's of Ridley.
Yeah, that's the one.
In Holmes, PA. Oh, look at this place. It's on a road and everything.
It does.
Man, going down here reminds me of when Mike lived there.
Nope.
And it was a nightmare because it sucks down there.
It does. It's not great.
Sorry if you're from Delco. My bad. Are we getting trash talked at?
I don't know. Starting Ricky Hughes, guys.
Ricky Hughes.
think Ricky Hughes has been in the NFL for like 4 or 5 years.
I don't even know who the fuck Ricky Hughes is. Ricky Hughes, obituary? Is he dead? Oh God.
Stardom, he's dead.
I hope not. That would suck.
I don't know. I got Bernie Hughes.
Bernie Hughes?
I don't know. I don't have time to research fictional NFL players.
Ricky Hughes from the Canton Bulldogs.
Of course.
From 1912.
I'll definitely play him this week.
He's got a season ahead of him. Trust me.
But I went 2-0, and
that's good.
I did well. I'm securing my
must be nice, man.
My lineage. I think I'm going to retire after this season.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would go. I would do that too if I ever won anything. I didn't win a Ghost Man either. I never was on a winning Ghost Man team, despite all my amazing catches.
You know what? Yeah, the Ghost Man Championship is very prestigious.
Dude,
but I don't want to go on too much of a tangent about Ghost Man on this show.
Fantasy Ghost Man podcast coming up. Podcast.
But let's see. Any other big news this week? What, you got something happening this weekend in the Philadelphia area?
Yeah, on Saturday, December 2nd, at I forget what time, at the Good Comedy Club, continue live show. Yay! Lots of funny jokes and videos and jokes. So
you guys are gonna have some new original material there?
Yeah, all kinds of new original material.
And live, not just playing some continue episodes that didn't make the cut.
No continue playing.
Oh, no continue at all. This is literally
continue
just
playing.
Sketch comedy from the men behind Smart Guys and the Continue Show.
Yeah.
And Pretend Friends.
There you go.
And
all the other shit that we do.
Patreon.com/Continue Show.
And redacted fiction podcast.
Oh, man. Oh. Well, this would normally be the part of the show where I'd offer up some listener emails delivered by Kevin Store Distribution.
Yeah.
But we got no emails this week.
What the fuck, guys?
No emails. And if we don't get an email, Kevin Store doesn't get paid.
Holy shit.
That's how ads work, right? Kevin Store gets paid when we say his name on the show.
Something like that.
So sorry, Kevin. Maybe next time we'll get an email, even if you have to email us yourself.
Damn.
But so stay tuned for week 14's listener emails if we get any.
Yeah, we'll get some. I guarantee it. I hope we get some.
I hope so too.
That's something I'm not even going to talk
about. So with that, we could just jump right in to the week 13 lead-in, starting with the Wendy's waiver wire snags you want, brought to you by Wendy's.
Yum, 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 yum.
Right now, Wendy's has chicken tenders. Chicken tenders.
Delicious.
They're very good. They taste just like Wendy's chicken nuggets, except they're chicken tenders.
Get the sriracha sauce. Fucking do it.
And Josh loves the sriracha sauce. I heard it's sawsome.
It's awesome.
All right. Number one on the list this week is the Washington football team's wide receiver, Josh Dotson.
Yeah, that guy. The Doc. That's what I call him. I don't call him.
He's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's got a good name, too. Cool name.
He's got a great name. But, aside from his Week 8 game in Dallas, where he had one catch for 1 yard and one touchdown, he's put up
too bad.
59 receiving yards, 30 receiving yards, 80 receiving yards, and 28, which is not great, but he had 28 and a touchdown against the Giants last week. But as we all know, the Dallas is not playing great.
The Dallas
is not playing great. And Washington football team is coming up.
Yeah, they're looking good. And
most of the other reasonably owned players are actually owned. So Josh Dotson, is a guy who's not owned in a lot of leagues. And if you're in a 10-team league, definitely pick him up and consider playing him this week.
Yeah, I would love to grab him, but I think someone has him in all my leagues.
That's interesting.
Fun. Do they have him in this league?
I don't know if they have him in our league. But yeah, normally I would say, Washington football. But again, Dotson last week, Samaj P. Ryan, who, by the way, I said pick up and play, one of the top rushers of the week last week on Thursday.
Damn.
So happy Thanksgiving to anybody that followed that advice. But elsewhere, we're looking at a surprising player here.
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals tight end, Ricky Seals-Jones.
I didn't know that Seal was in the league.
You didn't know that Seal was in the league.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
Kissed from a Blaine Gabbert. No, but since Blaine Gabbert's taken over, Ricky Seals-Jones has basically become the entire offense. 2 weeks ago, 3 catches, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week against Jacksonville, a very tough team, 4 receptions, 72 yards, and a touchdown. My man's just popped up out of nowhere, and sometimes you have that.
You have a new love in your life, a new tight end love.
A new tight end love.
You had to break up with Brate.
That's right. I broke up with Cameron Brate, and now I'm going for the guys with 3 names. Cameron Brate, right into Ricky Seals-Jones. Whoever I like next has to have 4 names.
Oh my God. There's a cat sitting on me. Fucking God.
You love cats.
Yeah, this is great.
Fantasy football podcast brought to you by cats.
Hey, I love them. Especially when they're fucking stepping on my dick and everything right now.
Oh, hey.
Little fucking sword paws.
PG-13 show, my friend. PG-13.
Oh, sorry. My penis. My penis.
Oh, man, my arm itches really bad. I think I'm going to lose it.
Uh-oh. What? Is that a thing that's going around?
I don't know. I heard Madagascar has the black plague.
Yeah. Well, we have it too, but people just get like antibiotics now.
That's true. And finally, as Darren McFadden retired this week.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That means it's time to go and pick up Rod Smith on the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know about this one, Luke.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Just for some depth. I'm not saying start him. I'm just saying he's a guy that's probably on the waiver wire.
Probably.
That you could use.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not getting the Pirine treatment.
No, he's no Pirine.
He's no Pirine. But Rod Smith, interestingly enough, just I don't know where he came from or why. Like all season long, or starting in the preseason, really, we heard Darren McFadden is going to be playing the 6 games.
Yeah.
For Ezekiel Elliott. And then there's no suspension. Then there's no suspension. Then there's no suspension. Then there's no suspension. And it just keeps going. And then all of a sudden, Alfred Morris is the guy filling in. And everybody's like, well, what happened to Darren McFadden?
Apparently, he couldn't do it anymore.
He just couldn't do it anymore. But
nah.
I don't know what it was, but he didn't get on the field. And then he officially retired. And, has he been putting up outrageous numbers? No. He's topped out at 11 touches, which is not tremendous, but he's involved in the rushing and the passing game.
He gets some PPR points that way.
He gets a couple PPR points. He's a change of pace back for Alfred Morris, and he's also pretty much their only other option now. So now it's basically the Morris handcuff.
The Morris handcuff.
The Morris handcuff. Which is not to be confused with the Fleshlight handcuff, but
is that a thing?
I don't know. It might be. There's a lot of different sex toys out there.
There is. That's our next podcast. Look at this sex toy.
That sounds like a great podcast.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
But that one actually will be audio only.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Look at this one. Then we have to describe it. Like,
that guy I kicked out gave us a thumbs down.
Oh, he did?
Oh, boo.
Why'd you kick him out? Because we was talking about Hugh Jackson or whatever?
Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, internet. Kevin Spacey did something. Should I drop him? Yeah.
That's funny. Those are funny jokes.
It's good material.
He's trying out for the Good Comedy Club on Saturday to open up for us.
Well, he'll be at Helium
Comedy Club this Friday. Don't forget, ladies, cover charge is only $2. Go to Barnaby's in Delco.
If you're at Barnaby's in Delco, $5 cover before 11. Ladies getting free on Fridays.
Fucking. Oh my God, there's a cat fucking. Oh my God.
Oh man, he almost bought it.
Look at this fucking asshole. I fucking hate my life, Luke. I hate my
life. Now I'm watching it on the show, like in real time, and it's going even crazier. Oh man, woo!
Oh my God,
I got the vapors.
Holy shit! All right, what's the next thing?
Okay, all right, goodbye.
He's gonna do it again. There he goes. He can't. He can't. No. Did somebody else get banned?
No, same guy. Just created a different name and came back.
Oh, what? He really wants to know.
He called us some slurs.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Guys, we got like 12 people watching this show. So, like, come on. Give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm old for this shit.
The internet, man. Welcome to the internet.
Man. Speaking of no more, let's talk about the Neutrogena no-nos of the week. Break free from your breakout with Neutrogena. This week, we're looking at not picking up 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Mr. Josh McCown and Mr. Trevor Siemian.
Josh McCown has made both lists.
He has.
That's impressive to suck that bad and to be that good. That's a whole thing.
Here's what I'll say about that. McCown has been up and down, but he's been a fairly consistent average quarterback this season.
Yeah.
And at the time we picked him up, a lot of guys were getting hurt, and he was just coming off this incredible streak. I believe when we recommended him, he had thrown for like 6 touchdowns in like 3 games or something like that, and he was just going off.
Amazing for Josh McCown.
And I know that last week he put up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against Carolina.
Yeah.
And I know everybody is looking down on Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't think he does it against Kansas City this week, and I think it's a little bit of a trap.
Yeah, no, I don't know like what Kansas City is doing right now, but Andy Reid is weird, and he'll find some weird way to like win like 5 games in a row or some shit, because that's Andy Reid. He doesn't like, he's weird. But yeah, so I think this is the week that Kansas City like gets their shit together, especially against the Jets, who like, they're still the Jets. I know that they've been like exceeding expectations, but you know.
Right, yeah, at the end of the day, they are still the Jets.
Right.
And if there's ever a team that is going to be there to break Kansas City's losing streak, it's the Jets.
It's the Jets.
And of course, Denver Broncos quarterbacks, just don't play them.
They don't have one, so don't play any of them.
I mean, Trevor Siemian was like amazing at the beginning of the season. Then he sucked. Then he sucked so bad that they picked up Brock Osweiler again.
Sure.
And he sucks so bad that they were like, "Fuck it, I guess Paxton Lynch?" ?
Paxton Lynch was like, "Wait a minute, I'm a football player." And he like threw the ball into the ground and like ran the other way. He was like not looking good. That dude was like not looking like he belonged in the NFL.
No, not at all.
So don't pick up him either.
Yeah. But Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, just stay away from Broncos quarterbacks.
What's that old saying? If you have 3 starting quarterbacks, you have no starting quarterbacks.
There it is. That's what it said on the original American flag.
That's what it said on the original.
It was a picture of Jake the Snake Plumber, and it said, "If you have 3 starting quarterbacks, you have none."
Don't tread on me. It's Jake the Snake with. He was holding a flag that said that on the flag. It's very complicated. American history is fucked up.
Yes.
What's the next thing that we do?
All right, I was answering a question in the chat about Josh Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
I think his potential this week is pretty good to get back on the substance abuse list. Dude, no, I'm glad he's back, but I got to see him play in the NFL.
Man, you know what sucks about that whole thing?
Tell us.
It's weed, right? Or was he alcoholic? Was it weed?
Call me.
If it's just weed, like, you're going to rehab for weed? I don't support that. You don't need to go to rehab. Just stop smoking it. And everyone's going to be like, it's a drug, it's addicting. Dude, look, okay, fine, sure. Anything can be addicting. Soda's addicting. Fucking cats are addicting. Whatever. It's weed, motherfucker. What do all the other guys do? They drink that fucking water or shit. They just, like, drink that shit that, like, makes their piss clean.
What, pickle juice?
I don't know, whatever it is. It's some, like, weird drink that, like, they drink. I don't know.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
It's like a Gatorade type drink. But it's not Gatorade.
But it's not drugs.
It's not drugs.
So it's not cannabis.
No. No, I mean to like clean themselves out. It's like a thing.
I know. I'm saying.
Look,
but anyway.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Nobody's going to get in trouble.
Okay.
Especially now that we have arrived at the Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra.
Oh, yeah.
As voted by you, the fans, this week, it was a runaway victory. The Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra flavor. Let's crack this open before we reveal
who it is.
Dun, da, da, da. I mean, can you guess? It's Julio Jones.
Oh, my God. He caught 253 yards.
12 catches, 253 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And
one of them from a wide receiver.
He threw in 1 rush for 15 more yards.
Ho! He was like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm going to get some fantasy points for some people.
That was like the most fantasy points he'd put up almost for the entire season in one game.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I wonder if anyone picked him for their game of the week this week.
Yes, I wonder. Anyway, so the Monster Game of the Week is voted for by you, the fans. Julio Jones of the Atlanta Football Falcons. 12 catches, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's unreal.
That is crazy. That's almost 300 yards of receiving in one day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of receptions.
That's fucking insane.
Huh. Well, with every Monster Game of the Week, there must also be a boner roster move of the week, and that is sponsored by our good friends at Fleshlight. Fellas, it's that time of year when you might be getting a little lonely.
Yeah.
And you might get some gift cards.
To Fleshlight.
Well, what I could tell you is go to our good friends at Fleshlight, and they will hook you up with a lady sleeve of your favorite adult film actress, and it'll fit in the Fleshlight proper. And maybe this New Year's you won't be alone. Learn more about how you can support Fleshlight at www.fleshlight.com. Boner roster move of the week, sponsored by Fleshlight. The Dallas Football Cowboys, Alfred Morris.
Yeah, they are bad.
9 carries, 36 yards, 1 catch for 13. Again, as like last week, there are certain players that could have also gone in here. However, because Alfred Morris is a running back, and you have a choice typically of running backs to put in.
Sure.
I went with Morris this week, and he did not do well.
It's a good one because he's a Cowboy, and I think the Boner Roster move of the week should always be a Cowboy.
Okay, well, that's not bad advice. I will consider that for sure.
Boner Roster move of the week, sponsored by Fleshlight, this week is the guy who plays left guard for the Cowboys.
The guy who plays left guard.
I don't know who fucking the left guard is for the Cowboys. I don't know. Lael Collins, he's a left tackle, right?
Yeah, the right guard is Zach Martin.
There you go. Who's the left guard? I don't know. And see, he's so bad nobody knows.
What's the guy? The big guy, Smith, right? They got those guys. The guy that's hurt.
Him.
I don't memorize their names. I just call them Suck 1, Suck 2,
Damn,
Suck 3.
Fucking
they suck.
Yeah, suck them. Bunch of sucks.
What a bunch of bastards. All right, so I put the call out to our good buddy Ray here. Okay. We'll have him on the show. We'll have him on the show shortly.
Okay.
So that we can discuss the big news out of New York, and then we'll jump into listener questions.
Oh, man. And thank God we got listener questions. This one question is crazy.
Which one is that?
I don't want to say it yet. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Crazy question.
Did you know Fleshlight has man butts now? I did not know that.
I did not know that. Let's look at them.
They did not send me any ad copy about the man butts.
I guess they assume that our audience wouldn't want that. I don't know why, though.
I don't know why, but I will put them in. And there he is. There's our good friend.
Hey!
Oh, wait. Is he in? Is he out?
Hey,
He's in.
He's
here. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Ray, how are you?
Good. Well, I would be better if I had a decent head coach and I had a decent offensive line and a lot of other things. But I'm sure we'll get into it. You guys hearing me all right? Everything loud and clear?
Oh,
yeah, we hear you perfectly. Joining us now on the Netflix Google Hangout is EGM Reviews editor, voice actor, and disappointed Giants fan Ray Carsillo, coming to us live from the West Coast. This is 2 weeks in a row where we've had some West Coast love on the show.
Oh, for sure.
So
West Coast currently, but definitely East Coast born and raised, boys. So
yeah, you still counts. That still counts. You never truly leave the East Coast.
No, sir.
Not when you're a broken-hearted New York Football Giants fan. And of course, Ray was supposed to be on the show earlier this year, but we just couldn't get our schedules to match up. But by fortune's favor, his availability opened up on a week where we had some huge,
crazy Giants news
to talk about. So rather than Josh and I talking about how we hope crying Manning face becomes the new crying Jordan face, let's hear it from Ray himself about what he thinks of this move.
This move is one of the most stomach-turning moments I've had in my 32 years as a Giants fan on this earth. It is absolutely abhorrent what this team has done to this great quarterback. Now, look, and I'm not going to lie, I've criticized Eli over the years. We all know the derpy interception face. We all know he's definitely had those moments where you're just like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But 210 career straight starts, 50,000 career passing yards, 2 Super Bowl wins, and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Let me repeat that. Only 5 guys have ever had multiple Super Bowl MVPs. And you're going to bench him for 28 career touchdowns and 36 career interceptions, Geno Smith.
Dude.
Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? You freaking Pennsylvania soprano wannabe reject Ben McAdoo! What the heck is the matter with you? I said it on Facebook. I'm going to say it again here. I'm going back home to Jersey for the holidays. If I see Ben McAdoo, I cannot be held responsible for the actions I take against this individual. You have to be. Where's the thinking freaking process.
Clearly, though, this is clearly the Maras. Like, this isn't McAdoo. They don't want him anymore, right? And this is my conspiracy theory brain. And like, I'm an Eagles fan and I hate the Giants, but I agree with you. I think this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in pro sports. Like, the Maras want to move on from Eli and he has like a no trade clause. So they're like, how do we get him to want to be traded? I know. We'll just have our highly unpopular head coach bench him for Geno Smith. It's fucking crazy.
The only thing I would say against that, because it is a valid theory, but the reason why I still think it's McAdoo is because if the Maras wanted to do this, they should have done it 5 weeks ago, so that then Eli would have wanted to be traded, and then we could have got something from stupid Jerry Reese. He would have got a fleece because Jerry Reese is freaking terrible, but at least we would have got something back, right? Give me a 4th-round draft pick from Jacksonville, a 5th-round draft pick from Denver. So, once Aaron Rodgers went down, give me something from Green Bay. There were plenty of destinations, plenty of teams in the league that could have used somebody like Eli. I mean, Jacksonville, you look at Blake Bortles, who's like, I'm Blake Bortles. I'm going to throw it right to the Arizona Cardinals because that's the team I play for, right? I play for the Jaguars? Oh, they're a pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Come here, pretty kitty. Blake Bortles is the stupidest freaking quarterback I think I've ever seen at this point in his career. Like, how he is single-handedly tanking the Jacksonville Jaguars somehow in the worst division in football.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. The reason why I really do think this is McAdoo is because if it was the Maras, I do think that they would have tried. They would have put Webb in. Put Webb in. Like, at least if.
But that's why I think
Webb starts. Now I just can't believe the Maras, as inept and as stupid as Lip Dick John Mara is. Okay, I still think that even when you have your entire Ring of Honor come out and curse you out on Twitter, including guys like Carl Banks, who actually work right now for the team. Carl Banks is the color guy on the radio for the New York Giants, cursing out the ownership and the coach of the New York Giants. What are you doing?
I love this. This is my
Wellington
favorite.
Mara, the Duke, his name is on the goddamn football, is spinning in his grave like a rotisserie chicken on Turbo Drive. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Yeah. I can't in my heart of hearts believe that the ownership is this incompetent. But the coach, from what I've seen over the course of the past 12 weeks, I can definitely believe that Ben McAdoo is the dumbest, stupidest, ugliest. I know that has nothing to do with football, but still he's pretty freaking ugly.
It might.
Head coach in the league right now. And I cannot wait. And even this, he's so smart because he's such a little chicken shit. He waited till the Giants went to Oakland. The Giants are in Oakland right now. So he doesn't have to deal with guys like me and guys like, did you guys say Mike Francesa? I mean, guys like Mike Francesa absolutely just tore him a new one.
Yeah.
Like, he ran away. Ben McAdoo is a chicken shit. He doesn't know the first thing about what it's like to play in the New York market or the NFC East or someplace that actually knows anything about football. And now he's learning tough lessons as a rookie head coach, second-year head coach in the league.
I just like, man, like, why would they let him do this? Like, is he going to be retained? Like, why would you let him do this though?
If McAdoo retains, even if they retain him, there will be riots at Giant Stadium or MetLife.
Oh my God! I hope they fucking do it.
Riots in the swamps of the Meadowlands. I love it.
I am calling it right now. When the Giants come back home in 2 weeks to play Dallas, if it snows, there is going to be a torrent of hail and snow in the field from the stands that the Giants have never seen before. This reminds me, honestly, this team reminds me of, it's the 96 Giants, the last year of Dan Reeves, the team that had supposedly a lot of talent, it went 5-11 and 6-10 in back-to-back years. And even in 97, even though Jim Fossil took us to the playoffs that year, It was an inept team on offense that had absolutely no offense whatsoever, that was carried as best they could be by their defense. This is what this feels like right now for the Giants, and it is nothing if not a complete and utter dumpster fire. And I am not encouraging Giants fans to bring things to throw at the stadium. There are plenty of things you can buy, like knishes, and there's beer bottles. They're plastic. It's okay. But honestly, McAdoo needs to be run out of town. And if the Maras don't do it, the fan base will.
I love this. This is I agree with you though. Like this is crazy. Like I just can't believe that a team would do someone so dirty. Like this is like really gross. This is like a really gross thing.
It's unheard of. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's very different from when Eli was not playing while Warner was there.
Right.
Too, because Eli was actually very bad at that point in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you cannot blame Eli for the entire receiving core being basically wiped out.
I think they're
having to rely on Evan Engram is he's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their cornerbacks are like just cardboard cutouts from Suncoast Video from 15, 20 years ago. Like they don't have like anyone playing any position.
No, Janoris Jenkins was there.
The defense has given up.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, the defense has given up.
Not Jason Pierre-Paul. That guy's still trying 6 hands and all, or 6 fingers and all.
Six hands. Wow, that would be something. 6 hands, but yeah, I know the 8-fingered man, JPP, another friggin' idiot. Jesus Christ! I think everybody on our team is just brain dead at this point. All of the Perp Plus that friggin' what's his face Beckham puts in his hair is seeped into his brain, and he's friggin'.
Anyway, how do you show up for work on this team? Like, how do you go in and like try like that? This has got to be like.
But that's it. They're not.
Yeah. It's crazy.
McAdoo lost the team weeks ago. I don't care. People were like, "Oh, after they beat the Chiefs, oh look, the team is fighting for the coach." Yeah. No, they're not. They put up 12 fucking points.
They didn't score a touchdown. Yeah, it was 4 field goals. Like it's not. Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, and again, it was blind luck because Eli had to throw up a Hail Mary pass that, what's his name, Roger Lewis, our 6th receiver, somehow, for the only catch the guy's made in his whole freaking career in a game that doesn't freaking matter. But he lays out for that one against the Chiefs. Good job, kiddo. Welcome. Good luck. We'll see this squad next year when everybody's healthy. But, I mean, Jesus, it's just like, no, this team has given up on the coach. Honestly, I want to see them promote. I think I want to give Spagnuolo a second chance.
Yeah,
I mean, because he's a great look. You need look. The Giants have a lot of problems, but the thing that they need to do is get rid of the West Coast offense, get back to Giants football, draft an offensive. Hopefully, we have something in Davis Webb, and then finally draft a true left tackle, please.
You don't think that? You don't think? Because sorry, I just burped. You don't think that like if Eli's gone, which like I would say he probably is, right? Like he's done. Yeah. You don't think they're going to go for like
Jacksonville?
Yeah, or Denver. I would say Jacksonville almost certainly.
Well, just because Tom Coughlin's going to get him, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So because Coughlin's going to lure him down to Florida. All the no tax on your income, all that other stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh shit, Jacksonville! I might go play for them next year.
We all 3 of us could do better than Blake Bortles right now. So I mean, it's a chance. Well, there we go. Here we are. We're going to be Eli's 3 backups next year down in Jacksonville. I love this plan.
This is a great plan. You don't think they're going to go for like Darnold or something like that? I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know about.
I hope not.
Guy. Yeah,
I hope not. Just because I think this is one of the weaker draft classes in a while, and for QBs, and I think that we don't know what we got in Webb. We don't know what we got, and honestly, I would rather. Fine, we have Geno start next game.
Sure.
But then after that, put Webb in. Let's see what he can do. Let him take a couple of hits, get used to the speed of the game. Give him next year. And you know what? If we suck next year, it'll suck, but then maybe take a QB.
Well, at least you know where you're at, right? Like this team, it was like supposed to go to the playoffs, and then they're just like horrible, and it's like that's crazy to me.
You know, even before, you know, and I admit I thought we could make the playoffs, but even beforehand, when you look at the games the Giants won last year, it was the games because the defense worked their ass off. And this is why I really look at this team as the 97 Giants, where that was literally starting fights on the sideline with the offensive players because they were settling for field goals after the defense was forcing fumbles and getting interceptions and giving them short fields. Like, this is what this feels like to me. And what ended up having to happen is they have to build an offensive line. They have to get a running game. And then you can get a quarterback. And then you can worry about that stuff. I mean, and that's what I think the Giants made the mistake again last year in the draft is they didn't. They waited to the 6th round to draft an offensive tackle who hasn't even played at all this year. He's still in the practice squad. And yes, you took Engum with the first overall with your first pick in number 18, I believe it was last year. But they needed an offensive lineman. They needed another running back to support Perkins, who of course also ended up getting hurt. But they took the guy out of Clemson, which I didn't think was a bad move. But again, they have nobody blocking up front. Eric Flowers is not a left tackle. He's a right tackle at best. His footwork is atrocious. You got Pugh that can play anywhere on the friggin' line and has this year because we're that awful. You've got Richburg at center. He's solid, but he's not spectacular. But you don't need a spectacular center.
Yeah.
And then you could have put John Jerry and any other rotation of guys in at right guard. But that's the problem is they still don't have the guys on the line that can protect Eli. And as Francesca said yesterday, Eli, who is I've seen trees that are more mobile than him. You need to block for the poor guy. I mean, again, Paul Perkins ain't gonna be blocking in the backfield for anybody because the guy's 110 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah,
he's a scat back.
It's a complete system failure of like every positional group. And then they're just like, no, it's Eli. It's like, what? Like, that guy's like the best player on the team still. Like, he's the only guy who could like do anything. I don't. It's fucking crazy, man. I feel bad for you guys. I don't know. This is the Eagles. Like, I don't know what would be going on right now. People would be killed.
Oh, they would already be throwing the batteries and everything.
Nobody ever threw batteries at Chuck Knobloch, right? Okay.
You want to buy some batteries?
But we've had some bad years here in Philadelphia, but not where basically an entire draft is just thrown in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you just have a couple misses and then, guys just end up being role players.
Sure.
But it feels like the Giants they haven't done anything except get receivers. The offensive players that they have gotten to help at the running backs that they drafted have been well, you can't really say that they're bust because you don't know what they look like with a real offensive line because they haven't had an offensive line. And I know the NFL is all about passing now and running is secondary, but look,
you need to run to set up the play action pass. It's basic football fundamentals.
It's never changed. It's never going to.
No, I don't care if you're running the West Coast offense or whatever. You still need to have a running game.
Correct. But maybe one good thing will come out of this, and that will be an Eli reunion with Tom Coughlin, who is in charge football operations somewhere down there in Jacksonville.
Some kind of job.
And he can have a really great defense, a really great running back,
Fournette's phenomenal when he tells
some B- wide receivers, and see what they can do. That'll be interesting to see if he could get one more and just really stick it to Peyton.
Oh man, that'd be nice.
Because I think a confident quarterback like Eli, I mean, they win the South, right?
Oh, for sure.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. The Colts are rebuilding. The Texans. I mean, the Texans with Watson next year. You figure Watt comes back. I mean, the Texans could be good next year when everybody's healthy. I mean, that's a team that got torpedoed by injuries.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tom Savage is not the answer.
Oh, my gosh. What a horrible game on Monday.
That's a terrible game. Oh man, I love football.
I love how Bill O'Brien is a quarterback whisperer, but only for quarterbacks that are naturally good anyway.
Right. It's weird how that works.
I made Tom Brady great. Sure you did, Bill. Yeah. Sure you did.
Wink. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. While we have you here, Ray, we thought we would bring it on board and take you through some of our listener questions this week once we got through the New York Football Giants madness. And I don't think there's anything left to say at this point.
I think we covered it.
I think you hit all the bases, and then you hit the bases one more time, which is great.
I love it.
That to me, is the exact kind of vibe I like about sports talk. Mm-hmm. You know, you get the super passion, the super hot take that you right like that, but that's what makes it so enjoyable sometimes.
Yeah,
like you not every
no pussyfooting around.
No pussy. It's like it comes in.
It is what it is. Yeah,
and nobody's dumping you because we got to get up against the break because there is no break. We're just here.
Fuck it.
We're gonna go all night, boys.
Usually we go till like 10 o'clock.
Okay, all right. It's only 6:30 here in LA. So.
Oh, that's LA time.
Okay,
we
good.
got a few hours left.
Yeah, we can go a few hours. No problem. All right. Our first question comes to us from a regular listener at Banjo Story. Curious this week if he should play Lamar Miller or Adrian Peterson.
I would go Miller, I think. I don't know, man.
It's tough. The only reason I'm about Miller is he's a little gimpy.
Yeah, he's hurt a little bit.
But I think he's having a better, like Peterson is having those flourishes.
Yeah, he's spurty.
He's had flashes.
Yeah,
and I think the Rams defense is a little bit suspect to the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leaning Peterson because to me you always got to go with the better talent. And like you guys said, I mean he has been flashes, but I still think I'd still rather have Adrian Peterson on an average day than Lamar Miller on almost any other day.
Yeah, plus Peterson has a third string quarterback throwing to his receivers, and Miller only has a second string quarterback. So just
hand off all day. Hand off all day.
Keep handing it off.
Well, yeah, and that's something that we've seen too with Houston is that with Watson, that team was explosive all over the place.
Everywhere, yeah.
And with Savage, it's basically DeAndre Hopkins and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
One look.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Miller does have 2 touchdowns in his last 4 games, but he's not getting the same amount of touches. And to be fair, though, Adrian Peterson did rush like 40 times for 60 yards in 2 games, that's
very bad.
Very bad.
I think you could do that, Luke.
Look, but Arizona, I think, has some better upside against the Rams, especially because they're home.
Who are the Texans playing?
Texans are
Titans
in Tennessee.
Okay.
And their defense is all right.
Yeah. The Titans aren't scary, but Lamar Miller's gimpy. It might be an Alfred Blue kind of game.
Oh, that's right. They have Alfred Blue,
and that's just not a good day for anybody.
Alfred Blue's name always reminds me of like some guy from like 1927.
All right.
Head down to the old Blue farm, Alfred Blue. It's like
conducting the big band, the Alfred Blue players.
Blue big band.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the 1920s, at Jads of all trades wants to know: do we have any good home remedies for a cold?
I do the toddy. I do the whiskey, lemon, honey, cinnamon, hot water. That's what I do.
How like microwave hot or like you're boiling water for tea hot?
Boiling tea hot.
Okay.
Rolling boil.
And what's that recipe?
It's like boil water, put whiskey in a cup, put as much honey as you want, a spoonful of cinnamon. You mix that shit together, and like you forget you have a cold for like 5 minutes.
I've never had a hot toddy, so I didn't know what the deal was. Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend told me about them. She knows about toddies.
Was her ex-boyfriend named like Todd or something?
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't.
Well, you said she knows about Todd's, so
Toddies.
Toddy.
Now you got me worried, Luke.
My home remedy for a cold is just don't get one.
Oh my god.
Move to LA where it's warm and it never gets cold, and you don't have to worry about it. It was 95 degrees on Thanksgiving, folks.
That sounds horrible.
I was in shorts and went for a swim. It was great.
To be fair, on Thanksgiving here, it was like 65 degrees. I was also in shorts.
It was pretty nice here.
It was like unbelievably hot.
Yeah.
All right, back to football. At Cole Wadden has hit us up with, is Jerick McKinnon worth playing? Or should I go with Evan Engram, Emmanuel Sanders, or Frank Gore in the flex?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. Don't touch another New York Giant for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. Especially with especially anybody, whether it's a running back or a receiver, you don't know what you're going to get from your quarterback. So Engram is definitely off the board. Do not. Yeah. I would drop him and try and pick somebody else up. Honestly.
I would say that for Sanders too, because the Broncos are a shit show right now at quarterback. Like, who the fuck even knows who's playing quarterback for them? Is it Lynch again? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's Trevor Siemian.
It's Siemian again?
Because Lynch broke it. What was it? He busted his ankle in the game.
Yeah, it's Siemian. That's why I was saying don't pick up Trevor Siemian and the Neutrogena no-nos.
I didn't know he broke his ankle. I just thought he was terrible. I saw that he was terrible, but I just thought they were like, nah, we're not doing this again. I would go with Gore, probably. Jerick McKinnon is Seahawks?
Minnesota,
that's right. Okay. Yeah, they seem to be sticking with Murray.
Yeah, Murray is getting the touches, but just barely beating him in touches. The thing is, Murray's making the most of his touches, and he has four touchdowns in like the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And McKinnon has 0.
Yeah, I wouldn't go McKinnon.
I did just like Case Keenum is on fire. And McKinnon is a passing back, so unless they get behind by a lot, I don't think McKinnon is a safe bet.
Gore's 117 years old, though. He's a mummy. He's a literal mummy.
He is a mummy.
But he's still running and he's still getting yards.
And they have tried to work in other running backs, and they suck. And they keep having to go back to Gore.
Oh, man. Eagles legend, Frank Gore.
Here on the team in spirit for like 3 days.
And then he was like, nah.
I'm out. Man, this is a tough call. I don't know. I actually like Emmanuel Sanders because no matter what.
He's still the best, I think, out of all these. Like,
he was easily the most targeted, too, because he's going to be the slot guy. He's going to be running the close routes. I think Sanders is the safest bet.
I'll go with that, or Gore, but I'm going to go with Sanders. I think I agree with you. Watch Gore run for like. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm going to go Gore just because he's going to get some touches. You're going to get something out of him.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, who's Denver playing this week? I mean, Miami. I mean, and Indianapolis. And you know what? Never mind. Indy's playing Jacksonville and that great defense. Never mind. I'll go Sanders too. I'm going to play the match. I would play the matchups here.
Yeah.
I'd play the matchups here. If Indy was playing a worse defense, I would probably go Gore, but Jacksonville's front four is really, really good. And I think even Frank Gore, he'll get like 12 carries for 13 yards or something.
Right. So. All right, frequent questionizer at Brunelli7 comes to us. Drew Brees or Case Keenum?
This is the silliest question I've ever seen.
Is it?
You gotta go Brees, dude.
I vote for Case Keenum.
No, you gotta go.
Free from the shackles. Free from the shackles of Jeff Fisher. Look at what every quarterback has done.
Meteoric rise.
No, I think Keenum is the byproduct of a really great system right now in Minnesota, where you could plug in almost anybody with a halfway decent arm and you would get results.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is a first ballot Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
Even going against Carolina's solid defense, I think you've got to go with the superior talent. You got to go with Breeze, especially if, like, for the past couple of weeks, the Saints start slow and then they fall behind.
Yeah, they start chucking it. Yeah,
exactly. And suddenly he goes from the 100 yards in the first 3 quarters to 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Dude, Drew Brees will throw like 3 touchdowns and they'll lose the game still. Like he'll just throw 3 touchdowns though. Like that's what he does.
Right. Well, here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right. The Saints have become a team that is much more invested in the running game.
Sure.
Now that they have a real rushing attack. Okay. And while their defense may be falling off its pace for a little bit, I want you to keep in mind, Drew Brees has thrown for 3 touchdowns only once this season. Okay. And in his last 6 games has only thrown for 300 yards once.
This guy coming in with stats.
Numbers guy over here.
All right. But that's all I'm not saying Keenum is a world beater. All right. In that same time frame.
I just feel like Keenum is going to someone's gonna figure him out.
Someone's gonna figure him out, but
especially with going against the Falcons this week.
Dude, Minnesota is not Dallas, and I think the Falcons are capable of getting into a straight up shootout.
Maybe,
yeah.
And Minnesota has the weapons.
I guess the moral of this story is if you have to pick between the two, you have a good problem on your hands. But if you want to be right, pick Drew Brees.
Yes.
All right, there you have it. Good buddy at KJ Sandwich _15. What's your guys' favorite snack while watching football?
I used to do the hot dogs, the mini hot dogs and the little croissants. Ooh, yummy. With the spicy brown mustard. Shit, yeah.
Oh. That is first class, my friend.
I didn't make them. My friend did. And I don't watch football with them too much anymore, so I just sadly eat Triscuits now.
Josh, you can come over this weekend, and we can finally have all those cheeses we were sent by Jads of all trades.
I would love that.
But go ahead, Ray.
My go-to is always just like pizza and wings. Pizza and wings. I mean, I like unless it's the Super Bowl, and then I used to throw these great parties in Jersey. I used to get catering. We used to have like one of the big subs. Or hoagies for you Philly guys.
Yeah, that's right.
And then chicken wings. I got chicken wings and mozzarella sticks, as well as all the pizza and wings and stuff. So, but I think just regular game. I think you can't go wrong with a pepperoni pizza and maybe some buffalo wings.
Oh, dude, that mozzarella sticks got me, man. I need some of that mozzarella sticks.
I know wings are a big favorite. They're a favorite of mine.
I don't like them because I have a beard, and it's a whole thing.
If I'm out and not at home, because wings I can make at home.
Yeah.
If I'm out, I'm getting potato skins.
Whoa, this guy.
Because potato skins are just like the perfect beer and alcohol absorption machine while you're watching football for like 17 straight hours.
Wait, can I just go straight beer? I'll just do straight beer. I don't need to absorb it.
I gotta say though, you gotta be careful because if you don't get good potato skins, it's like the worst thing ever.
They're soggy.
There's this place in LA called the Fat Dog, and they gave me these. I guess for potato skins, they give these little hipster, like just the ends of the freaking potatoes, and they're all lined up. And I'm like, they're on a bed of lettuce, and I'm like, I asked for potato skins. I didn't ask for a freaking salad. What the heck are you doing? Give me these little.
I got the worst potato skins ever. All right, right next to my house, we have not a great New Jersey diner. One of the greatest things New Jersey ever gave America was diners. But
oh my god, how many times have I been wasted in that diner?
But the American Star Diner over here, I ordered potato skins because there's an expectation of what a potato skin is, right?
Yeah,
it's potato, it's cheese, it's bacon, possibly, and on the side you get some sour cream, you get whatever, right? It's like, okay, I'll order the potato skins. The potato skins come, and I notice underneath the cheese there are some things that look familiar to me as a human, but not familiar to me as a connoisseur of potato skins.
It was bugs.
No. So I I lift off the cheese, which was perfectly congealed into like a Tupperware cap over top of the potato skin, right? Because they weren't cooked great. And underneath is cold onions, cold tomatoes.
Why would that be a thing?
And a single black olive on each potato skin.
What the fuck country were you in?
I was right next to my house.
And why put olives on potato skins?
I lifted the skin or the cheese off. I dumped all that crap out and put it back on, and I ate it. But I was like, who the fuck puts olives on a potato skin?
I don't know, man.
No, that's pretty terrible.
That was weird. That's weird.
And they were cold.
Yeah, no.
They were hot.
Terrible. That's awful.
Like I could see it was like baked in there.
Right.
But like the cheese was melted over top of them and the vegetables portion of it was still cold.
Why is there a vegetable portion of it at all?
Well, onions, I've seen onions before.
But not cold like a
onion ring maybe. But not
not cold. No.
You wouldn't have cold diced white onions on there. I mean that's
that's
inhumane.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's terrible. Those people should be fined and have their safety regulations looked at again. All that stuff.
All that stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. At Johnny Ketchum. How you doing, at Johnny Ketchum? This week, should he start Alvin Kamara, my boy, over Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley? I vote no.
Start all three of them.
I mean, if you have the ability to start all three, yes, but
do that.
You got to play Bell and you got to play Gurley.
I agree with that. 100%. There's no.
I'm a gambler. I would go with Kamara.
Over who?
I would go with Kamara.
Oh, over which one though?
Yeah, which one?
Well, definitely over. I would definitely go over Gurley. I mean, because he's hit or miss. Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Like, I mean. He had a great game last week against the Saints. I mean, but he did it only He only did it on a few touches.
Yeah.
Right. Like they don't use him. I think enough for him to really rack up the big points that he's capable of. I mean, if they had run Gurley more last week, the Rams would have sealed that game way sooner than they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that Kamara is become such an integral part of the Saints' offense, especially in the passing game.
Yeah.
With again our boy Drew Brees, I think that Kamara is a safer bet, especially against Carolina's defense. Having Kamara come out in the flats and doing little rinking-dink passes to him underneath, I think it'll be a great way to carve up that defense and really move the chains.
Yeah, if you get a PPR league too, who's going to get you some points that way. I don't think I would. I mean, if you could, like, I think I would start Bell and Gurley over Kamara. I have Kamara, I think, in one of my leagues.
Yeah, because I have him in the other league.
You have him in the other league, yeah. And, like, he's really good about getting points. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, too shy. I'm too gun shy. I like a safe bet.
Yeah, no, I mean, look,
win all the time.
You're definitely not starting him over Le'Veon Bell, particularly against Cincinnati, who is just trash.
Bell is guaranteed money, so you don't mess with him.
I feel like, man, I'm afraid of the Carolina defense because they just got gouged, and Luke Kuechly is back and he lays down the boom. And I'm afraid for my boy Kamara this game. I'm afraid for him. like that's why I wouldn't play him.
No,
just because I don't want to see him
and get a freaking concussion again. That dude's
it's a really tough call, but on the after hearing both of your arguments, I will agree. Bell and Kamara are a good start instead of Gurley.
All right.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I'm turning on my. I don't have that problem anyway, so it's fine. Okay. Bernales 7 comes back to us with another question here. Actually gave me some credit for hyping up Jimmy Graham all season, but wants to know where do we believe Jimmy Graham ranks as a starter, as a tight end in the National Football League?
I think he's like one of the best ones you can have as a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's top 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, easy, especially this year. I mean, obviously, what is it? Carroll even admitted, yeah, we finally figured out how to use them. It's like, Oh, well, good for you. I mean, obviously, got eight touchdowns this year. Yeah, you figured out how to use them.
Throw him the football in the red zone.
Yeah, I know. What a concept. We have this guy who's 6'4" and is easy at blocking people out. Let's just toss the ball. Oh my God.
Let me look and see where he ranks right now, total and legit stats here.
I would say it was. I mean, out of all there's only there's not a whole lot of really great tight ends. There's Ertz, Kelsey, Gronk, and then Graham, right? I mean, who else is there?
Maybe Witten.
Maybe Witten.
I mean, Delaney gets his targets. He doesn't get a lot of scores.
Yeah,
Delaney. Kyle Rudolph has had a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still put Graham as top 3. I mean, I say top 3. I would say
don't disagree
Kelsey
with that. That's
Kelsey, Graham, and man, I don't know, maybe Ertz. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they get a lot of points.
As it stands right now, in ESPN standard PPR, Kelsey is number 1. Ertz, Gronk, Graham.
There you go.
And then it really falls off.
Right. Then it's
right. Jack Doyle's having a great season, but Jimmy Graham leads everybody in the tight end position in touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Travis Kelsey leads in receptions. That guy's just basically the only target guy out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was where does that? But yeah, Jimmy Graham is again. Yeah, it's impressive that this guy, even though disappearing for basically 6 games a season since he's been in Seattle, still ends up a top 5 tight end at the end of every year.
That's his secret. He hides, and then everyone's like, whatever. And then he's like, it's me, Jimmy Graham. Catch a touchdown.
So he has a 30-point game for you or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Right. And then it's the same week that Russell drops 52.
Jesus.
Right.
Hopefully not this week. Oh, my God.
Oh, you were asking about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, Garoppolo.
Oh, you said Jimmy G, and I thought you meant Jimmy Graham.
Oh, well, then we have another question.
Oh.
Okay, good. So we do have another question. How do we feel about Jimmy Garoppolo now that he'll be a starter? Who, by the way, once he was traded to the 49ers, I did predict would finish only in the last 6 weeks of the season as a top 10 quarterback in fantasy points.
Do you still feel that way?
I still feel that way because there are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there are 5 weeks left. Yeah. I think he can finish the top 10 scoring.
You're out of your mind.
For these 6 weeks, not for the season.
For that time period.
For this time period, I think he could be a top 10 quarterback.
On the 49ers? Oh, man. I don't know about that.
Here's why you think because they haven't had a quarterback.
Okay.
Right? So Jimmy Garoppolo's had nothing to do but
they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody.
Yeah, who's their running back? They have
you think Pierre Garçon is going to suddenly
he's done for the season.
Start tearing it up?
He's done.
Oh yeah, so I mean that's right. Yeah.
They got that good
guy. They got oh crap. What's that cool tight end they have?
Kelsey. Cool, you can't remember his name.
I love him because I have him in George Kittle.
Who the fuck is that?
George Kittle is great.
All right, never mind. That's the most.
You're just making names up now.
That's the most 1927 name I've ever heard. George Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle.
George Kittle and Alfred Blue in the new moving picture comedy.
You want to go see the new George Kittle talkie?
Everybody. Nobody's allowed on my show anymore. Not even Josh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that was about Jimmy Garoppolo. I still think. Look, if you have a quarterback on your team, I don't think you're benching him for Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, yeah. But I'm sticking to my story. There are 5 weeks in the season. I said in the last 6 weeks he has the potential to finish in the top 10 of the final 6 weeks.
Okay. So you're out of your mind.
Okay. I don't disagree with you normally, Luke, but I don't know about this one, man. That's a lot of faith in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Just looking, dude, top 10. I mean, like, you got Big Ben, you got Dalton, you got Wentz, you got Wilson. That's 4 right there. I think Carr is going to do better for Oakland, so that's 5. I mean, you've got Goff in LA. That's okay. Goff in LA. I'm gonna go through them all. Breeze. You think you better than Breeze?
Wentz. We need to talk about Wentz.
Philip
he said
Rivers.
Wentz.
I said Wentz. I said
Yeah,
Wentz
he
twice. Philip Rivers.
All right,
Phillip
let's not
Rivers.
forget. Let's not forget.
I would put Kirk freaking Cousins ahead of freaking Garoppolo.
Let's not forget that there are going to be some of these guys that aren't playing in the final weeks of the season.
Oh, jeez.
No, give me no. Don't give me that garbage. And Stafford in Detroit. Tom Brady. Are you kidding me, Luke? Get out of here. Get out of town.
Top 10 in the final 6 weeks of the season.
And
that brings us to our final listener question of the night.
Somebody kill his mic. Jesus.
From at Banjo Story wants to know, should I play Des Bryant, Delaney Walker, or Ted Ginn?
Oh, not Des Bryant.
I mean, that's like picking who your favorite fourth stooge is. Like, is it is this, who am I starting this week? Shemp, the other guy? I don't know. I would of these three players, I'm in on Des Bryant.
One of them's a tight end, so you're gonna have to make a decision. It's really a decision between Bryant and Ginn, right?
Well, no, I mean, you could have a flex position where Delaney Walker could be the player.
Sure.
So, but I'm not playing Delaney Walker.
I don't think I've ever put a tight end in my flex, but I don't think that's ever been a thing.
And as much as I want to say Ginn can get you a magical game if he happens to catch like 2 passes. I like Des Bryant in this Thursday night matchup.
You think? I would go Bryant, I guess, because like I just don't know what Delaney Walker is going to ever do, and Ted Ginn, like you said, who knows? Like, at least Bryant will get thrown at, whether he'll score or whatever.
I mean, he hasn't had a Des Bryant season, and he's definitely been under a lot of coverage.
Yeah,
and Terrence Williams has been taking great advantage of that. But yeah, I mean, the risk reward of starting Ginn over Des Bryant seems too drastic for me.
I agree with that.
I would not start Ginn at all, especially because Ginn he drops as many passes as he catches.
Yeah.
Secondly, the thing I actually would start Walker.
Okay.
Because Walker actually has more receiving yards this year than Bryant does. and the thing is because that Dallas offense, especially without Zeke, is just anemic. It is just terrible now. And I do not see Washington on a short. Well, I mean, technically, actually, it's not a short week for either team because both teams played on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, correct. It's a longer week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that even in a rivalry game, even in Dallas, I don't think Des will have 4 catches for 60 yards, and I think Walker can do better than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a tough call. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's really, I don't know. I guess Walker, because at least there's a running game and there's all kinds of like different things that the Titans can do to like open up the receivers and tight ends and stuff. But Bryant, I mean, what's his name?
He's getting a double team every time he's on the field against Washington.
And Dak just looks like super out of it, like without a running back.
Yeah, without his boy there eating all that cereal, he don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah,
you guys are
sophomore slump. Here it is.
Yep.
So I just think I can't put a freaking Cowboy in when they're playing like this. This is not.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I'll go with Walker.
All right. Well, just remember, one of these people isn't a regular host of this show, so they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh
no, I'm kidding.
When I see you at E3. I'm going to put this up my phone and I am going to hit you so freaking hard.
You'll have to hope I get a job by then.
I love you.
We had one more question come in late.
Oh, sweet.
From our favorite constantly suspended listener, Mel Gray 8.
Is this going to be about me?
No, it's not about you, but it's a good question. Since 2010, Seattle has outscored opponents 581 to 298 in prime time and has a combined record of 19-3-1 on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night games.
Okay.
The Seahawks are 6-2-1 in Sunday Night Football under coach Pete Carroll.
Uh-huh.
Russell Wilson is 42-9 at home for his career. What do you got for a score on Sunday night?
I would like to hear our guest's opinion, because I feel like this is a trap to get me into an argument about why the Eagles are going to win.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If this was in Philadelphia, I would probably actually pick Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Going to the West Coast, going to Seattle, playing in Seattle, I think it's going to be a very close game.
Yeah.
I think that Philadelphia's already got the division wrapped up. They're due to hit a roadblock at some point. I don't think they're going to go 15-1.
Yeah.
No. I think this has all the one of those. I think the Eagles are going to actually have a very good playoff run even in them. I think that they're going to stub the toe along the way, and I think this is probably one of those games where they could stub their toe.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like 24-21 Seahawks on a late field goal. I think
that's fair. I think that's fair. These next 2 weeks are like super crazy for the Eagles. Like these two games are like really going to be interesting. I'm more like curious to like see how they do. Like I'm not really like nervous because like you said, like they're going to win the division. I think Dallas has to lose on Thursday and they win the division.
Correct.
Yeah, they might not have anything to play for already on Sunday.
Right.
Obviously the buys and home field.
Annoying.
Well, yes, of course, but I mean in terms of like, who knows? They might be celebrating the division and being hungover.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. All season long, the media here, the fans here in the city have targeted this upcoming 3-week stretch with Seattle, the Rams, and then against the Giants, which isn't technically a super.
we should just throw the white flag now.
But it's three consecutive road games.
Road games, yeah.
Right? So
that is rough. That is very rough,
and it's a tough point. But I will say this: currently, Vegas has the Eagles at 5.5-point favorites.
It was 4 2 days ago. It was 4-point favorites 2 days ago.
5.5-point favorites. Now I think the game is much closer than 5.5 points.
Yeah.
So if we're picking based on that, I'm picking Seattle.
But no Legion of Boom. Russell Wilson is like a one-man show at this point. I don't know.
I think this is the week that people start buying into Seattle by mistake again.
Oh God!
Because Seattle's going to win.
They are super annoying
and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. I think this game is going to be incredibly close. I think the Eagles' defense is going to keep it incredibly close.
Mm-hmm.
But that Jim Schwartz wide 9 is gonna get one mistake.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's going to bust off some stupid shit that he always does. He's going to run one for like 50 yards. He's going to throw one for like 70 yards, like some stupid shit.
While I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be exposed in any way, shape, or form, I think it's going to be a relatively quiet game.
Yeah.
And I think this one finishes really tight, maybe like 2017, 2016, something like that.
I think the Eagles win this game and lose the Rams.
Okay.
And I think people I think if the Rams win, I think people are gonna like start sucking the Rams' dick real hard, like more than the Seahawks, because the Seahawks have like excuses.
All you had to do was fire Jeff Fisher 3 years ago, and the Rams would have been amazing.
Case Keenum over Drew Brees, baby.
So yeah, I'm the opposite. I think it's the other way around. I think Eagles lose this week, and I think they beat the Rams because I think the Rams are being forced to watch the Rams on a weekly basis. Right. The Rams are a lot more vulnerable, I think, than people think. Yeah. I think they've been getting a little lucky, and everything just seems to be clicking at the right time. When they need a play, they've been getting the play, but they've needed those plays. A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, except when they play the Giants, they score 51 points, but that's every team this year. So
what was it, like 3rd and 36, and they ran like a wide receiver screen?
Yeah,
is that what it was?
It was something like that.
Look, I already took I already took plenty of shots at my team tonight. Can we just bury them already?
We can. Consider them buried. Giants talk is over. We're not going to talk about the Giants on this show anymore, and we're certainly not going to talk about T.Y. Hilton anymore. Those topics are banned from the show.
No more T.Y. Hilton.
And thank you, everybody, this week for not sending in a question about T.Y. Hilton.
Thank God.
It means the world to us.
I can't answer any more T.Y. Hilton questions.
I really can't tell you one more time whether or not T.Y. Hilton is worth starting over literally any other human being.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. All right. Well, thank you all for sending in your listener questions. I'd say thank you for sending in listener emails, but none of you did. So no thank you for that. Sorry, Kevin Store Distribution. We don't get to say your name on the show, even though I just did.
No.
And with the end of listener questions, that means it's time for our Pizza Hut personal pan pizza predictions of the week for the biggest fantasy studs. I got my ass handed to me this week, Josh.
Yeah, I see that.
You really beat my ass in.
I made up for some lost time.
I got a little cocky and picked only players playing on Thanksgiving Day. And you were smart and picked a wide variety of players. You had Carson Wentz, Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, and Jimmy Graham. I'll tell you right now, you could have not picked anyone else and only picked Julio and still beat me overall. Ray, what we do on the show is every week Josh and I pick a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end, and see who has picked the better starting lineup. Going into this week, I was 4-0, and I was handed my first loss by 1-4. Josh, you put up 104 points total with your team.
That's like a lot of points.
16 from Todd Gurley, 50 from Julio Jones. And
I knew we were going to have a guest on, so I had to show off a bit.
That is not only a staunch whooping, it is almost double the most points either of us has put up in any single week before. Usually this caps out around like 50, 55
points. Yeah, well, it's Julio Jones, man.
And Julio Jones really did it for you this week.
Really did it.
Kirk Cousins, 242, 2-1 for 16 points for me. Melvin Gordon didn't do a whole lot, 11.8 points. Adam Thielen, though, my boy came through, 8 for 89. A big letdown from Vernon Davis, though. 1 target, 0 catches, 0 points. 44.8 total points.
He tried.
He tried. So I am 4-1 on the season. Josh is 1-4 on the season.
There we go. One big win.
One huge win with plenty of time left in the season. So Josh, I gotta ask you, who you got this week?
All right, this week I'm going quarterback. I'm feeling it. Kirk Cousins. Do you like that? I think the Cowboys are going to continue this suck fest. And I think Cousins is going to beat them, hopefully. And hopefully the Eagles win the division. Okay, running back, Jordan Howard for the Bears. They're playing somebody. Where's my schedule? They're playing the 49ers, and I don't think the Bears are going to get -6 running yards this week. I think they're going to get a little pissed off about that. Going wide receiver, a shocker. Amari Cooper against the team we're not allowed to talk about anymore. I think he comes back. I'm riding the hot wide receiver hand, Amari Cooper. And tight end.
Anybody who's playing that now dead and buried team is a safe bet, I think.
Yeah, there's like a dust cloud back there in the secondary, so he should catch some footballs.
It's gonna be play and catch. Him and Derek Carr is gonna be play and catch.
And tight end, I'm going an easy pick. I'm gonna say Gronk.
Gronk. Okay.
Who are they playing?
What do we say? Miami
Buffalo.
or something? Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo. Yeah, Gronk for sure.
All right. Let's see here. I feel I still have a big lead on you.
Yeah, you're kicking my ass.
So I feel okay. But
hey, don't come down to my level. Play your game, man.
I'm playing my game. So for quarterback this week, I'm gonna stab our own team in the back.
Oh my God, you're an idiot.
I'm going with Russell Wilson.
You foolish fool. Is this like a reverse jig situation that you're doing
I'm
right
going
here?
with Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And that running back, I feel like this is the week Leonard Fournette gets his ankle back on track.
Yeah,
after 12 for 25 last week. I think we get Fournette in there. At wide receiver.
Who's Gino throwing?
You know what?
To?
I believe the hype from you guys about Drew Brees.
Okay.
Thomas.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right.
And at tight end, because you didn't take him, I'm going to. Your friend and mine, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, more Zach Ertz.
One of us has to pick Zach Ertz. It's just the rule. It's just the
rule. As we discussed earlier, there's 5 tight ends to pick.
We tried going off the deep end a couple times with some dark horses in the tight end category, but you really can't.
It's hard.
You end up like me with Vernon Davis putting up 0 points.
I picked Hunter Henry once. That was the last time I did that.
I picked Hunter Henry once, and that was the last time I did that.
Everyone's picked Hunter Henry once.
And then, of course, last week he had an amazing game.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. So those are our picks for the week. Thank you to our good friend, Ray Carsillo, for stopping by the show tonight. Ray, good to see you.
Thank you, Ray.
It's good to see you guys, too. Thanks for having me, guys.
This is super fun.
Good to meet you too, Josh. Yeah.
Some tremendous insight on the inner workings of the Giants.
I don't wish the Giants ill will because you're a fan, but I will say I hope they're terrible because I would love for you to yell at the camera like you did. That was so great.
No, it was perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You gotta have personality, otherwise you don't stand out.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. And
the takes were hot, and you brought it.
Smoking.
Thank you. There's a lot to yell about right now in the Meadowlands. So this was actually very cathartic for me. I appreciate you guys letting me come on and just vent because I swear I've been sick for like the past 24 hours. I've been bottled up with so much rage. I swear to God, I'm going to kill Ben McAdoo.
I've been reading like a ton of Reddit posts about this shit, and I'm just like, it's baffling. Not to like go over it again, but it's just baffling to me. Like, I'm an Eagles fan, and I hate the Giants, so it's like, and I'm like, whoa, man, this is crazy.
As football fans, it's just something you just hate to see.
It's crazy. It's crazy because it's like the NFL really is like just all in on doing whatever the fuck they want. And these owners are really pushing this like collective bargaining agreement. Like it's going to be bad. Like what is it? 2 years from now? It's going to be bad, dude. It's not good.
There is going to be another strike.
There will be. Yes.
Guaranteed.
I agree with that.
Well, we'll have to revisit some of these topics and the potential for the draft once the season is over, and we'll have Ray back on again, I'm sure, to talk about what the future holds for the NFC East and the rest of the NFL. Maybe we'll have a couple draft specials. As you all know, we haven't really figured out what we're going to do once the fantasy football season is over.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about knitting or something. Who knows?
We're gonna have to put it together. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. And with that, here are the Manning brothers with our exit song. We'll see you next week for week 14. The fantasy football playoffs are coming. We're here to help. Email us, text us, tweet us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, everybody.